Hello everyone and welcome to my week 3 discussion board for MPA 530. In my presentation this week, I'm going to be using the City of Rancho Cucamonga's fiscal year 23-24 adopted budget. In the presentation, I'm going to do a budget review, which I'll talk about the budget type. I'll then go into the advantages and disadvantages of the budget type, and then provide some recommendations. So I felt the best way to discuss the budget is really just to take a department and from there analyze the department's budget and to discuss the budget type. So the City of Rancho Cucamonga uses a performance-based budget. I was able to come to this conclusion by really just analyzing the contents of the department's budget individually. The one I have here on the screen is the Public Works Services Department, which I'm familiar and comfortable with. And really each department is broken up into 4 sections. I'm going to be review 3 of those 4 sections. The first page of the budget is really just providing an overview of the department. It also provides some budget highlights for the current fiscal year. In this case, it's highlighting some of the major capital maintenance projects that they'll be undertaking for the year. So the next section of the department is a high-level line item budget, and it's broken up into 2 sections. First is going to be the dollar and cents portion of it. So this breaks down the actuals for the last recorded fiscal year. In this case, they had the actuals for fiscal year 21-22. They then provide the adopted budget for 22-23, and then the adopted budget for 23-24. In this particular case, showing all 3 of these fiscal years, you can see the growth of line items or the reduction of line items over time. Another part of the line item budget is the staffing. And so it provides full-time and part-time staffing numbers. And really this document is looking at the inputs of what are the inputs that the department is going to conduct to then result in the performance measures, which is getting us into this next section. So the next section is the performance measures, and I really like how they did these performance measures because the first section is bringing in what the council core values are and listing the department's overall goal, which is efficient stewardship of the city's infrastructure, including all facilities, fleet, street, storm drains, sidewalk, parks, landscaping, traffic signals, and so forth. And it really, and then it checks each box of how each one of how that goal meets the city council core values. So there's alignment between the department and the council values. The next section then provides what those performance measures are going to be. First column is the performance measure. The next is which department goal. In this case, there's only one department goal. And then it provides the data for each one of those performance measures, starting in fiscal year 21-22, and moving on to 22-23, and finally what the target is going to be for 23-24. Again, giving you that snapshot over a 2-year period of actuals with the target for the current fiscal year. So looking at the advantages and disadvantages of performance-based budgeting, pulling information from their peer-reviewed journal articles that I found, some of the disadvantages of performance-based budgeting is the really the level of effort that it takes to manage the paperwork, to define the performance goals, to develop the data collection system, to conduct the analysis, and to evaluate the results. You really need to have a strong analytical team, and then you also need to have a strong analytics information system to be able to acquire the data and to be able to push out reports on the data. It also requires strong leadership, and also really requires a organizational shift in culture. If you're going from a line item budget to a performance-based budget, that is really a huge shift in culture, and you have to make sure that you have leaders in place and staff in place to be able to execute that. Some of the advantages, some of the advantages of the performance-based measures is that they can have positive impacts on decision quality, and really decision quality. If you have tangible goals, you can push your resources towards those goals in terms of manpower and money, and it will help you make some good decisions there. Budget allocation, service quality, cost reduction, employee motivation, and community relations. I like the community relations aspect. I think having some clear, tangible goals in place can make it clear to the community what each department's running after. And if you also get the community involved in the creation of those performance measures, then they can create some alignment between the community and the department. And with proper leadership and implementation, it's been shown that performance-based budget can reduce expenditure growth rate and improve deficit and surplus levels. And I found this interesting because one of the peer review journal articles I found compared 3 different countries, and Taiwan and the United States were 2 of the 3. And in Taiwan is where it found that it reduced expenditure growth. In the United States, it found that it improved deficit and surplus levels. The 3 peer review journal articles that I found, one was the performance-based budgeting, the U.S. experience, and the second one was the new public management between reality and illusion, and the last one was assessing the impact of performance-based budgeting, a comparative analysis across the U.S., Taiwan, and China. Wrapping up some of the recommendations I have, the assumptions I'm going to make here for my recommendations is that the City of Rancho Cucamonga has that strong leadership, has the staff capabilities, and has the IT system to run with a performance-based budgeting, considering they've been doing this for a number of years. And if that's the case, I would keep the implementation the same. I would keep the performance-based budgeting the same, because the legwork has already been done. All of that hard work to get it implemented is already in place. The culture is in place. And like those studies have shown, that it has positive effects on the management of expenditures and growth of reserves. So thank you very much for watching my presentation, and I look forward to watching yours.